Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is a quick video and it's going to be on how to add a dimension line with a label that's based off the sketch, and I'll show you. So this is basically parametric. The parameters for sketches are kind of hidden. You feel like you have to go into the sketch, but you don't have to. If you go to the data tab and you click on constraints, you see all the constraints are listed here, and if we label them, they'll be listed with their labels. So if you watch as I change this, I'm going to change it up to 30. You'll see that everything resized and the length and the actual unit measurement stayed center. And that's because I have them as their own dimensions. So I'm going to show you how I did this, and we'll add a width as well. So let's start with a new document. And we're just going to go right into the part design workbench. Click a cube, or I'm sorry, click a body and a sketch. And I like to work in the XY plane. And I'm going to make a small sketch. I'm going to make it starting at 0, 0 and moving positive, because that works better with draft. And you'll see I just selected the grid snap so I get measurements, so it gets more accurate. And let's do it by 30 by 20 so it's easy to see which side we're working on. And I'm going to add constraints, 30 by 20 in there. So we're fully constrained with a 20 by 30 cube here. Let's get it back into view. Good, and let's pad it. We'll leave it at 10 millimeters, that's good. And so now we want to go over the draft design to add our dimension lines. So I'm going to work in this direction so it's the default view. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this line here. So by pre-selecting, I'm telling the draft this is my start point and this is my end point, or vice versa. We'll see how it works out. And I was correct. So it labels it left to right. So start point to end point. You can see the label there. So let's start out by changing the text size so it's easier to read. Let's go down to font size. We'll do it 1.4, 1.5. That's fine. Great. So now this text, this dimension is driven by the sketch, because we picked the edge that came from the sketch. When that edge changes, so does the dimension. Now this is only true if you pre-select the line. If you do points, it won't do that. So you see if I change this dimension, the dimension line changes with it. So now let's do it from the other direction. So I'm going to create a dimension line by selecting points. So this won't be attached, and we'll move it off about the same distance. And you see that I got it left to right, so that the dimension line is the way I would expect it. I don't know if it's supposed to be the other way around or not, but it doesn't matter. And I should change my font size in preferences so I don't have to keep changing it. So now when I change the sketch in that direction, you'll notice the dimension line won't change. So let's make that 25, and you see it didn't change. So now if I make it smaller, so that's the downside to if I worked in this direction. When I grow this, it would grow away from my dimension line. So there's always little choices. So I'll have to move my dimension line as this moves. Actually, I could use tie it with a formula too. Maybe I'll do that. So we could do it width plus 330 or whatever. So now let's actually go into the sketch and tie it to this dimension line. And I'm going to do this right from the Properties tab. So we know in our sketch that it's a 20 millimeter constraint. Oh, before we do that, let's change this. So I hit F2 and change it to length. And hit F2 and change this to width. You want to change those earlier on, because it seems like it takes a while for it to propagate through FreeCAD. So let's see if it's made it through yet. So I'm going to go into the function and I'm going to type in width. Yeah, oh, there it is right there. And the property of width is distance that you want. So it's the distance from the starting point to the end point. And now you see that it's grayed out in the sketch because it's getting it from the 20. So let's show you how that changes. So I'm going to go and I'm going to increase this to 20. There we go. Increase it, and you see that it's changed, and thus our problem is there. So, and let me show you how this can be problematic. So I can change this here. Now our dimension, that's exactly the problem. So our size changed, but our sketch grows this way. So that's why I said, if you work from 0, 0, and you always change this, it's usable. But I'd rather drive the dimension from the sketch, because this line will follow this edge. but when you drive it from dimension to sketch, this edge will not always follow this line. So anyway, so that's a choice you'll have to make. So let's do the next thing of adding. Well, first, let's look at the sketch real quick so you can learn something there. So you see how this driven constraint. So this is with. I don't know if driven is the correct word, so forgive me if I'm wrong. You notice how this is orange, and that kind of tells you that it's from something outside of the sketch. Whereas this one's red, and it includes the object that it's attached. That it's deriving its value from. So now let me show you how I did the labeling bit, and if I feel like there's a little bit of time, we'll parametrically move this with this corner. So to do the label was actually a pretty easy little trick. Let's pick the length first, and let's move this out of the way so there's room. So I'm going to go into view, and it's text position is what we're looking for, or text spacing, I'm sorry. If you change text position, it stays there. If you leave it where it is, it stays centered. So, so only change this if you want the text to never move. So I'm just going to give it a little more room. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add another dimension that's tied to this edge. And we're going to put it right over top the first one. And we'll change the font size to a little bit bigger. Oops, wrong one. So you got to select this way. And we'll make it the same size. And what we'll do is we'll move this down a little bit. And then all you have to do is in the override value, now there's two, there's a unit override. So like if I wanted it to be inches, you do that. And it should override it to, IN. Yeah. So we could do it, and that's a useful thing. So if you want it in both, which I'm probably going to use that in the future, or if you want it to be a label, you can just type in plain override with dimension. So look, so this is valuable. So if we do, let's try it. $dim. I haven't done this, and then length. So there we go. So you can do text right in the thing. We can do two labels with a hack. So I think that covers it. So you can get text and put some underneath if you want. But anyway, I hope you liked that. I learned a few things today, and I hope you did too. If you like these quickies, make sure you subscribe and like the video. That tells me that you like it, and it also tells YouTube, so it shows it to other people who might like it. And have a great